So covering my income first, I made $4,592.02. It's pretty straightforward. It's just my salary, interest, and then some cash back from my credit card. It was almost $46 more than I expected because I never quite know what to guess when it comes to my cashback card, so I always just go a lot lower. As you can see, I only budgeted $10. Under debt repayment, I have two credit cards. I have a cashback card, and then I have a travel rewards card. And I don't really use the travel one anymore. I closed the account in YNAB actually, but not in real life. While I was in Vegas, I put some charges on my travel card. I'll talk about Vegas more in a few minutes. I was getting close to my limit on my cashback card because I haven't been paying it off because it's interest free. So I have been setting money aside to pay it. I just haven't done it yet. I'd rather let those couple of $1,000s earn interest while I can. But in total, I had budgeted $75 towards debt repayment, and I ended up putting about $165, which is $90 over budget, and that ended up being about 2.3% of my income. On to investing, I did my run-of-the-mill $1,300 per month, split between my 401k and my brokerages. I think I'm going to have to adjust this number to go a little bit lower in 2023. I thought my worst case scenario would be investing the same amount next year instead of increasing it, but actually it turns out the worst case scenario is lowering it. But if I'm living alone, I have to be honest about how far my dollars can stretch, and I'm going to figure all that out in my 2023 goals video, but at least one thing this month went right, and I invested about 18% of my income. What did not go right though is my savings sinking funds. If you saw my mid-month check-in for October, you know my savings already took a hit, and it goes a lot more downhill from there. I am closing out this month negative $1,829.08. Some of it bad, some of it good. And what I mean by it being good and bad is, for example, I don't expect to hold on to all my savings forever. I had been saving for my Christmas fund from Q1 to Q3. And I always knew I was going to withdraw my Christmas fund in Q4 because that's when Christmas is and you spend all your money. So I always knew that money was going to be gone. So I knew at some point I would be negative 166.70 because that's how much I had managed to save. And I would zero out and then start again in 2023 saving again for Christmas. I bought something a little bit earlier than I expected to, but it's okay. Another thing that I was expecting was Chip going to his semi-annual vet appointment. Last time it was $421.72, so I thought it would be that much, but it turned out to be only $219, so that was almost $203 under budget. And that would be great, except it's cheaper because apparently the semi-annual does not include the exam and consultation, just the shots. I didn't know that. I mean, I could just do annual shots, but the reason I wanted to do semi-annual is because I wanted someone to look at my baby. He's perfectly healthy as far as I know, but still, I think he's been going there 2 years, and I really thought the semi-annuals included the usual stuff that I remember. I also booked him a dental appointment in December, and at most that could be around $582, and it's pretty steep. So I am considering looking for a different vet to do his dental appointment, somewhere more affordable, because they did tell me that their prices were just going to keep going up and up. I'm not sure what people typically pay for their vet appointments or their dog's dental appointments, but anyway, so in this category, I don't mind being out $219 because that's for his health, and I know those appointments are coming up. And then I think here, this was a remainder of being negative because I got towed on the second or third day of October, which was such a bitch. But I think I've already talked about my mid-month, so I won't bring it up again. That was unexpected. And then my vacation fund being negative $1,307.48. Did not expect that. I knew I was going to go to Vegas ever since January, but I thought I could do the trip on $500, and that was stupid. Vegas was expensive. I think it's the first time my lifestyle expenses were almost just as much as my basic expenses, because as you can see, Vegas was the majority of everything. I had tickets for When We Were Young on Saturday. If you know, it was Saturday and Sunday. It was the same lineup each day, but guess which day they canceled? Only Saturday because it was too windy. I guess starting at the beginning, I didn't go by myself. I went with someone I know. I got the tickets and the flights, and then I told the person I went with to book the hotel because I was worried I was going to book in the wrong area or something. Well, I thought we, first of all, before the flight, I thought we both agreed to take in bags that we could just take with us on the plane. Like, what is it, carry ons? But they said they didn't have a carry on. But they told me this last minute. So we combined our suitcases into their big one. And I had to pay an extra $54 just to check the bag right off the bat. So before I've even left Texas, I've already spent extra on this vacation than I wanted to. And then we get to Vegas. And that's not the big deal. The big deal is the hotels. So the first hotel we got a long time ago, maybe March, they overbooked and they canceled on us and they told us in September. So in September, we find a second place. And that's the place we arrived to in Vegas. First of all, they didn't even book the right dates. Okay, we were there on Thursday, I think, Thursday night, and then had a free day Friday, and then we were going to go to a concert Saturday, relax Sunday, and leave Sunday. But they did not have a reservation for Thursday night, and 80,000 people go into that venue for the concert, right? So it's 2 days. 160,000 people traveled to Vegas for that concert. So there was nowhere to stay. So we stayed there that first night on Thursday. And it's dirty. The staff is rude. It's in a terrible area. Even the window in the bathroom has broken glass. And here was the kicker. Okay, I'm used to slumming it, and I didn't have a problem with it. But the bathroom was gross. I didn't even want to stand in that tub. But okay, I'm in the shower, right? I'm 5 feet tall. I'm very short. And I had to hunch a little to use the shower because the shower spout was so low. And we just gave up trying to stay there. And we spent hours trying to find another hotel or motel. But of course, everything was booked except a really expensive place. And when I was in the shower, having a horrible time in that shower, actually, as soon as I get out of the shower, the person I went with said, "Hey, I just booked another hotel. It was very expensive, but we can't stay here. Like, I'm not gonna stay at this place." So, and it's like, obviously, I'm not gonna let them front the whole cost of an expensive hotel. They didn't even want to tell me how much it cost. But of course, me being the neurotic person that I am, I was like, "You're gonna tell me exactly how much it is. We're gonna square up exactly at the end of this trip." But it was like $450, almost $500 a night. So in one night, my entire Vegas budget is already blown because we have to pay for nights at a resort because we couldn't find anything affordable. And I really like the new place we stayed at. It was the most extravagant place I had ever stayed. It was actually a resort, and I've always stayed in like motels. I normally don't even stay in hotels, much less resorts. But even though it was nicer, it was also further away from the venue, which means we had to spend more money on Ubers and stuff. I don't mind though, because if I have to choose between walking and just paying $10 for an Uber, I'm going to value my time instead, especially when I'm planning to be standing for a 12-hour, concert. And then every meal I had, which, not all the meals were bad. Some of them, like a slice of pizza and a drink, was $18. So it's like, no matter what I tried to order to be cheap, nothing was less than $20. A drink alone is $20, one drink. And so the food was never bad. I did treat myself to one nice steak meal while I was there. And I did have a lot of fun at times on Friday. Friday was a great day. I did a VR game. I fought zombies in like virtual reality. I did an escape room. I always like to do those. I learned how to play blackjack, and then I lost all my money. And Friday was a good day, but of course that was before I knew what was going to happen on Saturday. So I prepare for Saturday. I buy a clear souvenir bag. I buy a 32-ounce water bottle, sunscreen, ibuprofen, everything I can think of to help me last 12 hours worth of concerts. And I had a full schedule. I laid it all out on Google Calendar, who I was going to see at what time. And as soon as we get to the venue in the morning, I see thousands of people walking away from the concert. And we get out of the Uber, and it's because it got canceled because of wind. They weren't giving out free merch. None of the bands were out to take pictures with us or talk to us at the gate. The venue didn't do a good job of alerting us of any sideshows because after the big show was canceled, I was tweeting at every single band I wanted to see, and I was like, "Are you doing a sideshow? Can you find a venue? Like, I will try to get to you and see you. I don't care where you are. Like, just please try to put something on." And some bands did. Hawthorne Heights did. They did it for free. Bring Me the Horizon did one. That one was not free. All American Rejects did for free. But the venue was not like, as soon as the venue, all they did was tweet that it was canceled. They didn't even send out any official notice until like way later. So I'm just finding out everything I can through Twitter. So it's really stressful because we're just like stuck at this venue trying to figure out where to go and what to do with ourselves. And they didn't stream the concert the next day. Like, they didn't do anything for us at all, except a refund. And at first, they didn't even try to offer me a refund. They just tried to offer me credit towards another concert. And it's like, no, I paid $800 for this concert. Like, I want my money back, not just a credit. But anyway, I spent all day trying to see the bands that were putting on those sideshows. But, you know, these were just at like mom and pop restaurants because it's hard to find a venue same day, obviously. I actually saw Hawthorne Heights, but it was inside of a casino. The venue was really crowded, and I couldn't hear anything past the gambling. And people were on stage, and I couldn't hear a single word of any song. So I'm just like, okay, I can't even understand. I can't even see. I can't even breathe because there are just so many people in this space where they weren't expecting to be at, you know? So I walk outside to get some air, and I see this guy who is supposedly able to sell like discount entertainment. I check it out because I'm like, well, I'm wondering what's to do in the area. They said it's unfortunate that your concert was canceled, but if you sit through an hour presentation for $50, then they will pay for our hotel and plane tickets to come back to Vegas, and maybe we can catch the next concert. I'm not buying it. Okay, I know this is a scam, but I am desperate, and so was the person I went with, and they wanted to just see if they could try to make it back another weekend for this concert. So basically, I'm like, okay, fine, we can willingly get scammed for $50. They're trying to sell me like a vacation subscription, which of course I'm not gonna buy shit. I'm not gonna buy fucking anything. And we did get the paperwork saying like, oh yeah, use this to like book a free flight back or whatever, which who even knows if it's legitimate? I doubt it. But I don't know. That's scam number one. Okay, because I got scammed twice on this vacation. Twice. Okay. So that night, I can't get into any of the other venues of the bands that are playing because people were waiting 7 hours in line and still couldn't get in because these places are at capacity and they're really small. So after trying all day to chase these bands around and just like see a feasible way of not wasting this entire vacation, at the end of the day, I go into my hotel room and I sob for hours and hours. It was just a complete waste of a Saturday, and I am feeling slightly better now that it's been a couple of weeks, but I'm never going to let it go. I don't think I'm ever going to forget that this happened to me. At one point, I'm like, let's just try to buy Sunday tickets. And it's really hard. People are reselling their Sunday tickets for thousands of dollars, which I am not going to do, and I can't do, and I wouldn't do it even if I could. I'm messaging people. I am waiting at the venue, running around to see who has real tickets because a lot of people have fake tickets, and that's what happened to me. I got scammed out of $300 for one ticket, a ticket that I didn't end up getting, and I don't even know what to do about that. I got their ID. We followed each other on social. Like, I really thought it was going to work, and it was no luck. And a lot of people got taken advantage of, like me. Like, someone sent me their tickets, but I knew just by looking at them they were fake tickets, and I didn't pay for those. I didn't even get any tickets from the person that I paid. It was so stressful because on Sunday, like the concert was starting in the morning. My flight was in the afternoon, and I'm like, well, if I can get tickets, I need to cancel my flights. We need to book another hotel. We need to cancel work. Like, there's so many things that have to be rearranged if you're going to stay a whole nother day in a separate state, you know? And I only came from Texas, but there are people who came all the way from the UK for this. And by the time I'm scammed, I don't have any more fucking money. Like, I don't know. I knew the fest was going to be a shit show, but I wanted to get injured, not canceled. Sunday sucked even more than Saturday, and I didn't get home until like 2 a.m. I'm emotionally and I'm physically exhausted. I'm out an extra, over $800. But yeah, that's my story from when we were robbed. I'm happy for everyone who got to go Sunday, but also I hate their guts. Moving on to more basic stuff that will hopefully be less depressing. I thought I was over it, man. I took my time. I thought I was over it, and now I'm talking about it, and I can feel the stress in my back. Like, I can just feel my muscles tensing up because I'm getting upset again. Putting my quote unquote vacation behind me, some vacation. And you know what? Vegas is not even where I would want a vacation. I wouldn't be like, oh, where do you want to go for vacation? I would never say Vegas in 100 years. And now that I've gone, I wouldn't even go back. Like, for what? It's like I don't even like to gamble. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. I spent almost $236 on groceries. I budgeted $180, so I am $56 over in groceries. And then because I got ticketed and towed for somewhere between $300 to $400, something like that, I had budgeted $377 and I paid $673.04, which is, almost $296 more than I wanted to spend. I budgeted $30 in personal care. I ended up spending $71, so I am nearly $41 over budget. I needed extra sleeping pills. I needed to buy stuff for back pain and stomach cramps, all that stuff while I was in Vegas, and I thought that I was going to be at the concert. I didn't buy anything in home care those last 2 weeks. All of these charges are from my first 2 weeks. I think I talked about it in my mid-month, so I won't go in depth, but I did figure out why I don't like my pots. So a friend of mine comes over and I say, I'm not sure about the color of the pots that I just bought. And they immediately said, why did you get a set in the exact color of your ex-roommate's pots and pans? And I'm like, oh my God, that's why I don't like them. I didn't make that connection until they mentioned it. And now I'm like, damn, I'm not going to be extra. I'm not going to return or rebuy anything. But it is kind of funny that I bought something that would remind me of her and I didn't even realize it. Aside from home care, there was the pet care, which I mentioned he had his vet appointment, but then I also bought some food for him. But I'm still under budget by about $186. And then on utilities bills, I spent $1,452.11, and I am actually under by $71, which I appreciate, and I hope it continues to go down. So I was really proud of myself because in the first half of the month, I was under budget in dining out. Okay, I was. And in the second half, I blew it. I budgeted 155.31, but I spent 171.52. That makes me $16 over budget. And I knew exactly when I did it too. I was going to be almost exactly on target, but I knew that if I went out one more time, it was going to blow my budget. But I went out for food and drinks 16 times in October. I counted. And also for some things, like if I go to Walmart and I buy snacks, oh yeah, you know why also? Because it was Halloween and I forgot to buy candy and stuff. And by the time I went to the store, all the candy was already like ransacked because it was literally Halloween night. So I just I bought myself donuts and alcohol. And even though it's like technically groceries because it's Walmart, like I counted it as dining out just because I never do that. I am disappointed that I chose donuts and alcohol over my budget. But it happens sometimes. It's okay. Progress, not perfection. Out of all the things that went wrong this month, it's not the donuts. In appearance, I budgeted $165 and I spent $99.65, which is $65 under budget. And that's because I did not go all out for a Halloween costume like I wanted to. And then I did not get a good concert outfit like I wanted to. I just got accessories like wings and horns and a black dress, black nail polish, sunglasses, kind of just miscellaneous stuff. Fun money, I budgeted $119. I only spent $8 because I got ticketed that poetry slam night that I spent an $8 ticket on. And it just kind of hampered everything else, and I didn't want to spend any more money on fun when I knew I had when I thought I had my concert coming up. But you know what, I do have to give a shout out. I have to mention this. So I was so bummed out after that trip, after When We Were Young. My friend who works for Lizzo heard about it, and she got me a free Lizzo ticket. So that was really great. Like, she didn't have to do that for me, and it was completely free. And it was such a good performance. I cried, I laughed, I sung along. Like, it was really cathartic, honestly. And Lizzo's so talented. I listen to her like almost every day. So that is one fun thing that made a big difference in my month, but it doesn't like reflect in my budget. So for giving, I budgeted $37 and spent $308. So I thought I was gonna have a low giving month, but because of Christmas gifts, buying dinner for friends, that made me go over budget by $271. But, money is meant to be shared. There's no point in having it if you can't give at least some of it away. So I try to have a positive attitude about giving, whether it's over, under budget, or not. Lending I talked about was pretty much the concert. Subscriptions was $8.39. As always, that's just storage and music. And miscellaneous, you guys knew I bought a mouse, but I also had bought that water bottle and gum for the flight, and then I thought I was going to need water during the concert, but it's fine. I didn't even use it at all, and then I just carried around a heavy water bottle all day for no reason, and it was fine. This was a very chatty video and very boring to watch. I'm sorry. It also wasn't a very successful month financially, so there were some hiccups in early October, but I was feeling fine about everything until Vegas, and then I was overspent and overstressed and underslept. It's now November 11th, and up until like a couple of days ago, every time I heard a song that I liked that I was going to hear at the concert, I would just start crying. Like, I heard a Boys Like Girls song in the car, I had to turn it off because I started crying. But today, a Mayday Parade song came on. I didn't cry, and I realized that halfway through, so I must be healing. It took me until mid-November to film this. I've just been really tired, and it doesn't help that the sun sets at 5 p.m. I'll see y'all in a couple of days when I budget my second November check. All right, bye.